Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and for this video I am just going to be telling you my overall thoughts about being a mood reader. As some of you may be aware of, or may not be aware of, I am a structured reader. Usually I am a very organized reader. I know months in advance what I'm going to be reading, and I usually read a fixed amount of pages. So if I'm working, I usually read 25 pages of one book and 25 pages of another. Or if I've got a day off, then I'll double that and make it 50 pages in each book. So a few months ago, me and Ariel from Reading and Whatnot had a kind of a idea about having a experiment, because she is a mood reader and I'm a structured reader, and we were kind of having a discussion about how it would be cool to have an experiment where we had our reading routines swapped over. So this is my general thoughts about Moody June, which I have done a whole introduction video for. I will put a picture up here and the link will be down below in case you want to check out that video. It's pretty much throughout June I couldn't have a TBR, I couldn't read a set amount of pages each day, and I had to basically pick up what I was essentially in the mood to read. I had loads of choice in my room. I've got loads of stuff on my Kindle, as well as loads of paperback books with its secondhand or new books, so I had enough material to work with. Being a mood reader was okay. My biggest concern about it was that I had too much choice. It was like going into Disneyland for the first time when you're a kid and you see all this stuff around you, you know, all the rides, all the food carts, all the characters, and you have no idea where to go first or what to focus on first. That is pretty much what my experience with being a mood reader was. But I did my best. I looked on my shelf on the 1st of June and I said, right, what am I in the mood for? And I wrote out all the books that I have actually read. Some of them I have DNF'd, so I will be telling you what they are in a minute. It was okay being a mood reader. I was trying to think about, right, while I was reading, I was like, right, am I tired? Do I have to put this book down because I need to go to work now? Do I have to put this book down because I need to eat or go to the bathroom? Or am I simply not feeling this book anymore? And if any of them questions resulted in a no, I put the book down. I closed it and I put the book down. This kind of was okay because it let me do other stuff like gardening or maybe go for a walk in the park. While I was in the park reading, I could put the book down and have a little walk around the park, which was nice. And it was nice to actually not have a certain amount of pages to read every day, so I couldn't force myself to read, to actually force through it. But with that said, some days when I picked up a book, I only read about 1 or 2 pages of that book throughout the whole day, and I was like, well, what was the point of me picking the thing up? And then it resulted in me getting a bit frustrated. But overall, the results were fairly mixed for Moody June. Currently, I have finished 6 books, but by the time this video is uploaded, I would have completed 7 books. And you may be thinking, David, 7 books, that is a massive win. But the books I read were very small. They were on the small side, and they weren't like nothing like The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. My mentality about reading smaller books is that I could actually read a lot of them and that it might cheer me up. But as I said, it was a kind of like a mixed experience. Am I going to be a mood reader in July or when June is over? Yes and no. I have got a TBR set for July, which I'm so excited for. And yes, your sneak peek, Way of Kings is actually in it, so I'm excited about that. But with that said, I am going to keep it open. Like if there's a book that I have seen on my shelves, or if I've seen on BookTube, I will go and pick it up and read it if I have the time to actually do so. So with all that out of the way, let's just go straight to my wrap up for June. Let's just start off with the 3 books that I have DNF'd, and these 3 books I fully intend to read. I'm not bashing them, I'm not saying that they're rubbish or that I hated them. It's just that I wasn't in the mood for them at that time. And the first one is World War Z by Max Brooks. I want to make it perfectly clear, guys, that I love this book. I love the writing style, and even though I only got about 15 pages in, I am pretty sure that if you're going to read any zombie book, this is it. The reason why I DNF this book is because it's about a pandemic that's got obviously a virus that turns everyone into zombies, and that hit too close to home because I'm going to work and I was taking this with me, and I don't want to go out to work. I feel like I'm being forced to do that while there's a virus around that no one cares about. And this one kind of hit too close to home. I suppose that when stuff dies down and the virus kind of fizzles out, I will go back to this one, but I fully intend to read this one again. The next one that I temporarily DNF'd is The Northern Lights, or The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. This is book 1 in a trilogy, in his Dark Materials trilogy. I know that there's a movie based on it, which I have got in my house, and it's very unforgettable. And I know that there's a TV series based on this, and I haven't watched it. I read this one and I liked it, but it was a bit slow. It was kind of like a build-up. But I was intrigued by it, but I wasn't feeling it 100%. So I reluctantly put the book down. But as I said, I do intend to go back to this one eventually. And a third and final book that I temporarily DNF'd, which might get people annoyed, but that is The Black Company by Glenn Cook. I have recently got into grimdark because of Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself, or his First Law trilogy. I've just completed the 2nd book a while ago, and I can't wait to read the 3rd and final book. So I had this one in my room. I knew it was grimdark, and I was excited to read it. The pacing was much different than The Blade itself, and I wasn't comparing it or anything like that. It was just a different writing style and a different pace, and it just moved a bit faster than I thought it would. But as I said, I will intend to go back to this one eventually. So they are all the books that I have temporarily DNF'd. So these next books are ones that I have finished reading in June. The first book that I picked up was The Witches by Roald Dahl. The reason why I picked this book up is because I was reading a load of adult stuff and loads of heavy material. Like for example, I just finished up reading the 2nd First Law trilogy book, which is called Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, and I wanted to read something a bit more lighter, something quick. And I actually read the BFG by Roald Dahl, loved it. I knew about what The Witches was all about, and yeah, I love this book so much. About a little boy and his Norwegian grandmother, and I was thinking, why are they from Norway? And at the back of this book, it does specify that Roald Dahl and his family were from Norway. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing that he kind of inserted into this book. I did do a video review. I filmed it. I was about to edit it. But the reason why I didn't upload it is because I didn't think that anyone would care. If you want to see my review on this, please comment down below. I'm not against to actually upload it, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't think that anyone would even care. But if you would like to see my review on this, please comment down below and I will film it again. It's about a boy and and his grandmother, as I said, going around hunting witches and stopping their plan from turning all of the children of the world into mice. So I gave The Witches by Roald Dahl a 4 stars out of 5. It was extremely enjoyable, very charming, and I really liked it a lot. Next I read is I Am Not Your Final Girl by C.Holland. I found this one on B Readings channel. And this is a poetry collection focused around the sole survivors of horror movies. And because this is a poetry book, it's really short. I read this in a span of a couple of hours. It was really short, it was really sweet. I have still got to actually upload my video for that. I'm not sure if it will be up by the time this video comes out, but I liked it. It was okay. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing overly special, but it was an interesting and enjoyable read and experience. So I gave that a 3 stars out of 5. Next I read was one that was Bleeding from May, and that was Before They Are Hanged, which is the second book in the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. I was doing this as a buddy read and collaboration with Gabby from Gabby's Arcanum, and I haven't uploaded or recorded a video for this yet, but I will be doing that really soon, so please check it out. It'll probably come after this video is actually uploaded. But that one focuses on what the Blade itself brought to the table, wraps it up in a very loose plot, and the characters in it work together more. They aren't separated, they come together and they work as a team and under one unit. And because they are all different, they are kind of separated and actually in their own, but they all come together and work as a team, and that is really cool. I love this world. It was really dark, and I loved it. I really enjoyed this book, and I could find little faults about it, like there were some chapters that I didn't like, but I'm not going to nitpick it. It was epic. I'm going to give it a 5 stars out of 5. Next I read was the Skylight by Louise Candlish. This is about a woman that's constantly watching this couple through this skylight, or this window in their roof, and observing them, rather, watching them. And she comes up with the idea about killing the woman because she's having an affair with her boyfriend. This was really short, and it was kind of like an impulse buy for me. Nothing groundbreaking. It was okay. It was fine for what it was. People are going to like this more than I did, but I thought it was just an average, okay book. I give it a 2 stars out of 5. I've also got a video review on this, if you are wondering, and I will link it down below in case you want to check that out. Next I read was my first ever Lovecraft novel, and that was The Call of Cthulhu. I've done a whole video review on this, well, kind of a review / just discussion, because I wasn't sure about how to actually describe it. But essentially it's about a man who is reading his uncle's paperwork about a mysterious cult who worship this creature called Cthulhu. And it was really cool. The writing style, because I actually listened to it on audio, the writing style was really new to me. I wasn't sure about what to make of it, but I really enjoyed it. It was really imaginative. Some of the stuff went completely over my head, but I really enjoyed it. It really intrigued me, and it hooked me in to read more of stuff from Lovecraft. And in that video, loads of people are giving me recommendations about what to actually read next, and I can't wait to dive into more of Lovecraft's work. I gave The Call of Cthulhu a 4 stars out of 5. And the last thing that I have completed, at this moment in time anyway, in June, is Mort by Terry Pratchett. This is a Discworld novel. This is number 4 in his Discworld novel, and the first book in his Death series. You don't have to read them in order. I would recommend that you read this one. It's about a character called Mort, who goes to a job fair with his father looking for work, and at the end of this event, loads of people are packing up to go home, and he still hasn't found employment, and he comes across Death, who gives him a position as an apprentice. And as the story goes on, we find out that Death has an adopted human daughter, which Mort slowly falls in love with, and they fall in love with each other. And also Mort takes up the position and role of the Grim Reaper, or Death, because Death wants to go and experience what humans are doing and all that type of stuff. It's really weird, it's really funny, it's really quirky. It's Terry Pratchett at his best. I love this book so much. I love this book so much. It really was epic. And I am going to give Mort a 5 stars out of 5. And the last book that I'm currently reading right now, which by the time this video is uploaded, I will have finished it. And that is Louise. This is an author request video, and I was sent a free copy by the author for an honest review, and by the time this video is actually uploaded, I would have finished it. And this is a sci-fi book about how humans have evolved and got these abilities like mind reading and telepathy. And there's also this organization which gives disabled people the opportunity to control or mentally control a real life copy or android version of themselves in the real world. I'm only about a third into it, but it's intriguing. I'm trying to wrap my head around this story and try to immerse myself in this world, but it's interesting. That's all I've really got to say about it. I can't rate it because I haven't finished it yet, but I am excited to do my video review on it, which will be up sometime next month. And finally, one of the books I'm currently still reading right now is Something Wicked, This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. This I was planning to finish up in June, but because I want to finish up reading Louise, this has kind of been put on the back burner. This is about a weird, creepy carnival that comes to this small town in America, and these 2 small boys have encounter it and find out about all this weird stuff. There's this mirror maze, there's this weird ass merry-go-round or carousel that can control time. So yeah, it's really creepy, it's really atmospheric. Not sure what I make of Ray Bradbury's writing style, as it's kind of airy-fairy, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm really liking it. But as I said, this one will be bleeding into July, and I will be finishing and reviewing this one in July. So that's it, guys. That is my conclusion to Moody June, even though June technically isn't finished yet. When I'm recording this, there's 3 days left of June, but I wanted to record it now. And this was also my wrap-up for June as well. Hopefully I've explained myself. Hopefully this hasn't been too long. If you have stayed with me throughout this whole time, thank you so much. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to. If you do subscribe, please click on that bell so it tells you about whenever I upload videos, which are every Monday and Friday. I will have my Goodreads account down below in case you want to check it out. It will be in the description. And with all that out of the way, have a great day. Read some awesome books, and I will see you all in my next video.